Hey guys, my name is Ryan.
And my name is Miska.
And welcome to Overwatch Central. We are here at the Blizzard Arena in the final week of the Overwatch League Stage 4, last one before the great playoffs. Today we actually wanted to talk to the pros about TORBJORN. He's a hero that hasn't really appeared much on the top of that screen, so we wanted to get their opinion, and some of the ideas we got are pretty crazy.
Yeah, we've asked a bunch of them just what they think Blizzard should do with it, and we've had all sorts of ideas. We want to know your ideas as well, though, so put them in the comments below right now and see how they compare to the pros. And just, if you want to be ridiculous and funny, sure. If you want to be more reasonable on what it could actually be, then yeah, do that too. But yeah, anyway, let's get into it.
I'm not really sure what you can really do with him. I think you need to do something about the turret being more of a threat, and maybe having the ultimate being more of a like buffing the other one, or the first one basically, meaning they either buff the turret, the ultimate that is molten core, or he buffs the person like ridiculously to the point where he kind of like becomes broken in a sense, because like he doesn't have mobility and the turret is very stationary. You can spam it down and like you can't really hide it somewhere. It takes a little bit of time of like trying to build it up. So he is in a really like weird spot. But I think the biggest change that you would really need about him would just basically be his hitbox, because even though he has like 600 HP with his molten core and all, he still dies ridiculously quick because he's just so easy to headshot. Basically old Zenyatta.
So you want to make him taller?
I mean, not taller, maybe just not as fat.
Wow.
Yeah, he just feels like clumpy, and his hitbox is like short but very wide. It feels like, so it's easy to kill.
Okay.
Like his headshot, or his headbox is like in the middle of him.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I could just imagine like, oh yeah, here's a TORBJORN rework, and he's suddenly like 6 foot tall, big burly man. Like,
I think you gotta think about it on the same breath as Symmetra. The problem with Symmetra is she was too stagnant. She was too. She didn't have any diversity. She could only do one thing, and that's shut down one choke really well. TORBJORN sort of has the same issue. He can put a turret that can shut down one area like really well, but other than that, he doesn't really offer much. So they're gonna find a way in which you can use him in sort of like a fluid environment where, you know, he can always be changing. I think maybe like an interesting thing, you know, you could almost take it from like TF2 where you could like pick up your turret and then like move it around. That could be an interesting idea. So make it so that he can at all times be like moving and switch his power. You shouldn't have it so that you set up your turret in one place and it shoots. So I think if they could make it so that the turret was movable in some fashion and maybe give him a little bit more utility, could be interesting.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Like from the get-go, I kind of felt like both Symmetra and TORBJORN like had the same problems kind of. They're both builders, so it's really hard to like kind of attack with them because you need the positioning. So I guess something similar to Symmetra, that you're like more mobile with your like effective abilities, I guess. So I don't know, maybe give him a wall climb, you know, or something like that, you know. Yeah. Or maybe he could like throw his hammer a bit.
Yeah, that would be
something nice like that, yeah.
I think actually I have this crazy idea. So TORBJORN is really reliant on shields, obviously, and I think what would make the character slightly more interesting is that when he built his turret, he would be able to sacrifice the turret's damage for his own shield, like the turret gets built and then he can build a shield around it.
okay.
So it's like not like a Reinhardt shield that just like fully see through and you can shoot everywhere.
It's like old Bastion then with a little
No, kind of, but instead of like it would cover the turret, obviously, not like from every angle, but there would be just like a small hole where the turret gets like narrowed down vision, line of sight vision, but it becomes more durable, and it would be an ability that you can take off. So when you feel like the payload has moved enough or the turret is safe for you to take the building off around it.
It's like different modes, so you can make it like really aggressive, which would be as it is normally, and then you can like put a shield on it, which reduces the damage. Okay.
Instead of having a static turret, maybe you could make it so he can like throw out the turret. It's gonna be tied to immediately, and it's up for a few seconds. Maybe make it a little bit stronger. Or like you can just throw it up like next to you and then it disappears for like 10 seconds. But you can just use it aggressively, you can use it more ways than just having it play somewhere and just hammering it.
I guess that's a good way to sort of tell TORBJORN that he needs to. But like, I guess one of the main areas is just like, he's a hero that's so much. Like, you know, left click, right click, a turret to look after, giving armor. Like, is there anything that you think is just pointless that they should take away in place of something else? Because I don't inherently think that TORBJORN needs a new ability. I just think he needs from the sides of it, physically stripping down that he's not quite as bulky, but also with the amount of abilities that he has too.
I don't think that really changes much. It's kind of like, in that sense, he's very similar to Brigitte, as there's so many things you need to look for. With the whip, you can destroy a dive, you can like consistently look for the divers and so on. She's kind of similar to Torbjorn in that sense. I don't think that is necessarily the problem. I think his effectiveness once he gets ready is just not high enough to be even like remotely considered. I think that's the biggest issue with him. So in order to make him more efficient in a team fight, either the turret needs to get better or him as a hero, as in like the specific hero, not the turret, just like him, the character, needs to be stronger.
And I think the latter, honestly, would be better for our sanity. We don't want the turret to be much better, like the actual hero.
Yeah, it would require more skill to play Torbjorn in that sense, and that would be overall better health for the game.
All right, and that is all for now. Yeah, we've had some pretty crazy stuff and some pretty just funny ideas. It's been good talking to all of the pros about a bunch of different things, but one of them being, of course, the TORBJORN rework. So yeah, I mean, I had fun shooting all of this, and we hope to do it again sometime. We got a bunch of interviews. Make sure to check those out as well. Playlist will be in the description and probably in one of the top corners here as well that you can click on and check out. But yeah, that's basically it, right?
Yep, everybody wants to make TORBJORN taller, apparently. Thank you very much for watching. It's been an absolute blast to be out here in LA and the Overwatch League. It's been a success from our opinion anyway, but thanks for watching, take care, we'll see you next time.